So pretty much, these are the things that I'm going to get once I'm rich. And some people will be like, when are you going to get rich? How are you going to get rich? Well, here's my game plan. I plan on getting SSI so I can get a low-income apartment. While I have my low-income apartment, I'll be working on my YouTube channel and getting my name very well known on YouTube and on Google in general. When that happens and my YouTube gets really big, starts making a lot of money, first thing I'm going to do, like I've been planning, is to start a parking lot business where people pay for the place I want to move, the house I want to move into is in the mountains, which doesn't really require much of a parking lot. Usually parking lots are more near the beach or near an airport. There is an airport where I'm planning on moving, but you never know, plans change. So pretty much here is a list of things that I'm going to buy once I am well established. Because the things that make me money, you invest in for the long term. I always get one of the paranoid Christian people saying, the world's going to end in this date, and then it doesn't. So first thing I'm going to buy once I'm well established is a house. Because wouldn't you rather invest your money into something that's going to make you money rather than a house, which, unless you're not living in it and you're renting it out, won't make you any money? Plus you need house insurance. You need all these things, which are really annoying. So first thing you want to do is become more established in life. A good portion of my family doesn't understand investing like I do, but they may in the future, maybe. So pretty much I'm going to get, when I'm well established, a bunker, an underground bomb shelter by Atlas, if they still exist by the time. Atlas. It's a company that makes very nice bomb shelters, but the thing is, when I was looking at their bomb shelters, there's a couch, there's a TV, there's a stove, there's a toilet, which could be useful, but I have other plans for that. And there's a cooling system, because it gets hot underground depending where you live. I don't need any of those things. As long as there's 2 beds, a decontamination area, and food storage. I would mostly use my bomb shelter for food storage. And in the far, far future, when I have kids, far, far future, and yes, you can have kids after age 40, it still works. In the far, far future, my kids will be able to ditch the house, go down to the bomb shelter, and sit on the beds or sleep down there if they wanted to. Plus, the main reason is I'm going to buy when I'm well established, not yet. Because if I'm going to buy survival food, which is pretty much food that has 13,000 calories. They have bars that have 13,000 calories that even go up to 24,000. So you eat a little bit of it, and the bars are like this big, but you only need like this much. They're this big, but you only need like this much. And since I intermediate fast, I have 1 meal a day, 1 or 2 meals a day, then I have no problem surviving years, because these bars are semi-cheap unless you buy them in bulk. They also have lots and lots of things, but they all have preservatives in them, which is not healthy for a person. I also plan on having 2 bomb shelters, not just 1, but 2. That way I can cut costs a little bit. I can pay for Atlas sells the basic one. The basic one without the couch and the TV. I don't know why you need television while you're down there. I can just meditate. I just need two beds. And they sell the two bed one with storage and a decontamination area for 35,000, which is way cheaper than I thought it would be. And the one that has the TV and the four-person couch with the sink, the stove, all these things. I don't trust gas stoves at all. Plus, survival food you don't need to cook. So I don't see the purpose of that. Some survival food you can cook. But there are a lot of things in America and other places that don't go bad ever. They they just have the ability to never go bad. Like Twinkies. I promised myself in 2012 that the only way I would ever eat a Twinkie again is if the world ended and I was in a bomb shelter with only Twinkies. That is the only way. But I am going to buy food, that survival food. I'm also going to buy a life straw. I think I said that right. A life straw is a straw that has a filtration system built in. So you can go up to a pond and you can sip the water out of the pond without you getting too sick. It doesn't filter out all the contaminants. There are more expensive ones that do. But a life straw, which is the cheapest one, it's blue, it does a good job, but you want to boil the water and then use a life straw on it just to kill any bacteria. Also, baking soda will kill any bacteria, so you want to have that with you. I will have loads of baking soda on me. Baking soda is something that never goes bad either because it kills bacteria, so it never grows mold. And it's just a powder. All baking soda is an earth mineral. Plus, it's the cheapest thing you can buy at the grocery store, yet it is the healthiest thing. It's 89 cents. Depending where you get it, the cheapest I've ever seen it is 79 cents. And that wasn't the off-brand. Arm & Hammer is the one that makes the best one. I am not planning on manifesting the earth ending anytime soon, at all. No, 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 no. Not at all. Not even in the slightest. It's going to end soon. It won't. The reason I'm getting survival things far, far, far into the future is to, in case of an emergency, and a place my kids can go just to have fun, just to be with their friends. I don't want a stove in there, a gas stove, because it may be indestructible from the outside, but from the inside, if there's an explosion, my kids die. I die, if I'm in there too. Their friend dies, if they have a friend with them. And the bomb shelter that I paid $35,000 for is gone. Yeah. Plus, I don't want the toilet option because the ways that the toilet water gets out is kind of gross. I mean, the poop and all that. You can use a septic tank, but it's kind of expensive. Kind of. It is expensive. My motto in life is, does it have a use? No, you're just keeping it because it's an object. Throw it away. If it has no actual beneficial use, why do you have it? I live with two people who are brainwashed, completely brainwashed by materialism. Completely. But that's because they're baby boomers. That's what they grew up with. I grew up with MTV. I grew up with all these TV shows that were TV. And I was like that. But I was able to change myself. It took 6 years to do. But just think of that. I spent 18 years of my life and pretty much 6 years, it might have been 19 years. Yeah, I spent that long of my life, yet I was able to change myself within 6 years. It took a while, but I was able to do it. And I'm proud of myself for doing that. And once you do it, you should be proud of yourself too. There's nothing wrong with being proud of yourself. You accomplished something good. Another thing, because I have another thing is I have a story to tell you. I don't specifically like my uncle or any of my uncles in general. I do like one of them more than the others. But there's one particular one with his wife that are very good at making money and doing business. So let me tell you, if I can remember this correctly from me being so young, their backstory. They broke up and got back together, but they were so good with money that the first place they got, because my uncle was a manager at Safeway. He started out when he was very young. And this is kind of how you can tell if someone's the investor type. He started out very young. He got lots of experience over the years working at Safeway, and then he became a manager at Safeway. And then after that, because they lived in a manufactured home to start with, you have to start at a base structure of something. You don't just get the bomb shelter and the nice house and the land all at one time. No, you have to invest your money to make more money for a better future. But not enough people think this way. I kind of idolized I idolize people who invest because they're making a smart decision. I don't idolize people who just give in to temptation and just buy a bunch of shit. I was that way. It doesn't work. You're going to live the same life for the rest of your life. Boring, basic life, unless you like that. And my aunt and uncle they started out with a manufactured home. Then they moved on to a really nice home with a pool house. That was I believe, during the time he was a manager at Safeway. But most of the thing that's kind of cool is they opened a grocery outlet together, which is a pretty much like a Safeway and a dollar store had a kid together. That's how I can describe grocery outlet. It's got cheap snacks. They purposely bought it out, the building, next to a college, where High or Stone College, which is the same thing, Stone College kids will want to get stuff when they have the munchies or something. Most of the stuff there is marketed towards college kids. I worked there for 4 months, and what's a good way to put this? I didn't hate it. I didn't. But the point being is that once they switched to that, they pretty much were able to pay off the current house they live in. They moved 3 times. The current house is the one that they live in now. It's the third house. I'm getting that correct. Oh, they did though have an apartment. Before the manufactured home, they had an apartment. I think everyone, including myself, should start out with an apartment. That way, they're alone, they're independent, and you get to learn survival skills. That's a bad way of putting it, but you get to learn how to be independent and how to do things on your own in an apartment. And they had a nice apartment. Unless that was my other uncle. Might have been. Anyways, My point being is you start out with nothing and you slowly make your way up to something by investing. They have mm, uh, 6 kids. I think they have 5 kids. They have twins, 2 twins. They have 2 girls, and they have the other son. I remember their names, but I don't want to give them up on YouTube. The main point is at this age, and you don't have to know either. You don't know how many kids you're going to have. That's what experience is for. You keep gaining experience in life. And then eventually, when you reach a certain age or a certain time, you'll know at the right time how many kids you want to have. And even at that point, you may have more kids without even thinking about it. But that's why you should prepare yourself for all these important things. Smart people invest, dumb people don't. And when I say dumb, I mean that in the nicest way. The thing is, people start changing when they have more money. Money changes us. And I could see money becoming digital far, far, far from now. Thing with the government and the politicians is what they do is they slowly incorporate things. They don't do it right away because that would scare people. They put mostly in TV shows, movies, and commercials. This is the brainwashing right here. Things that they're going to incorporate in real life. But first, they want to make it a reality for people in a subliminal kind of way. They'll show a 3D goggles or 3D glasses, and they'll show it on TV or in a sci-fi movie before it's actually created. Then it will be created. But just like drones were in sci-fi movies, but yet they've existed since the 60s. They're nothing new. They're just able for public use now. Another point is that I will more than likely buy more things because I just admire how my aunt and uncle started out small and then they grew bigger. I idolize that with anyone. I really do. And one day I'm going to become that. I mean, I'm already becoming that, but I mean, one day I'll reach the level they reached over time. Another thing that I may get, besides the bomb shelter, besides the food, the survival food, is I'm going to more than likely in the backyard build a porta potty. Like, dig a really deep ass hole and make a stoned toilet. Not a stone, a toilet made of stone with a hole that you can poop into and it will soak into the earth. Unless you eat a lot of processed shit and your poop won't soak into the earth because the food you ate wasn't biodegradable. But don't worry, I'm going to teach my kids to eat healthy. What if they don't eat healthy, though? I'm still just going to teach them to eat healthy. When people have no faith in you, that you live with, or that you're around, ignore them. They can call you selfish, they can call you all these things, but don't let them, because I know you're more powerful than them. That's what I did. At this current moment, I'm making an iOS game, which will make me a good, decent amount of ad revenue money once it's done. This is what I mean about investing. I have to invest $300 to get the app that makes the game. They give you 5 days free trial, but then you have to buy it. I am making a, oh yes, it costs $200 to put your app that you made in the App Store, so that's $500 together. I won't be done for a while though making my app. It'll probably take me 3 to 4 more months after I get the program working again. That's Game Salad, by the way. Well, the choices you have in Game Salad to make money off your app is you can add in-app purchases, which, depending on the game, you either want that or don't want it. I don't need it in my game. You can, if you pay for the thing, you can add ads, put advertisements into your game, and you can pick what timing you want those ads to show up. If your ad is not skippable, then you'll make more money. But a lot of creators will make their ads skippable so people don't get irritated. What I am planning on doing is making an ad pop up every 10 minutes. Because I'm making this game so long that you'll never beat it. That's just the truth. I am adding save points where if you touch the save point, it saves the game. Because honestly, I'm going to make this game so large that you'll never reach the top. And it's going to count how far distance you've made it. That, or there'll be a timer. And it will post to Game Center, which is for iOS, because this game's going to be for iOS. It will post how long it took you in Game Center. Yeah. So invest. Buy things that you actually want, the fun things. Buy them once you're well established. Goodbye. Have a good day.